Virgo, I had something a little bit fortuitous happen while connecting with the energy, and it does feel like there might be a message in here for you as well. As I was meditating, I was getting some visions, and I was also hearing a lot of the sound outside. And at one point, I'd even asked, is there something that I'm supposed to listen for? Is there something I'm supposed to hear? I was hearing some birds, I was hearing the cars, I was hearing people. And it did occur to me, maybe I should check the mic to see if any of this sound is being picked up on. And I mean, I'm in the same recording space that I've been in for a while, and it just occurred to me, I should probably check it. And it's a good thing I did, because the mic wasn't actually picking up on any sound. So I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and it seems to be working now. But it does feel like, Virgo, good things are happening if you are paying attention. And I mean, you are the sign. We are the sign that is all about the details, all about the minutia, the microcosmic. And it feels like you could be getting messages or kind of weird, just synchronous guidance or opportunities just by paying attention to what's happening around you. I actually refer to divinity, source, God, however you might refer to it. I call it the pattern. And I feel like we're always experiencing the pattern in a way where even mundane things, whether that's conversation, whether that's just sort of synchronicities or even small things, there's constant information that's being communicated to us. And I feel like a lot of you are very advanced souls, and you're sort of realizing that life itself is a spiritual experience. And you're kind of opening your perception up to this. While I was connecting to the energy, I saw you in what felt like kind of an ancient or maybe kind of like Renaissance library. It was like these wooden shelves, and there was that kind of wooden sliding ladder, and you were sort of looking through the different books. And eventually I saw you sitting at a wooden table, and you were studying, and there was a candle next to you, and you were studying for a while. And so it feels like a lot of you could quite literally be in a period of contemplation, of introspection, of learning, maybe even looking back at the past as well, because that does feel relevant based on the imagery. Some of you are also learning about ancient systems or belief systems. Those are also things that could be very relevant to you. And it's actually funny, I'm just sort of making this connection. We do have the planet Uranus in the very last degree of Taurus at the time of this reading. And this is a timeless reading, so just trust the message more than what's going on astrologically for this. But there is kind of like a breakthrough moment that could be happening for you, because Taurus does represent your astrological ninth house of philosophy, of higher education, of travel, wisdom. It feels like there is a lot that you are unlocking right now. And I did pull a couple of animal cards. We're going to get to the tarot in just a moment. But I got the golden egg and the horse. And the golden egg is actually about the heart chakra. This is a card that connects us to the center of our being, our divine potential, the potential of the heart. And it feels like what's actually funny is that the golden egg translates to the unstruck sound. Anahata, the heart chakra, anahata. And so it's about listening very deeply to that resonance inside of you that is also all around you. So very esoteric reading. I hope I'm not losing you, but it feels like there is something here, and there could be something with the heart that's really important. Maybe there's something on your heart, a relationship, a situation. And the horse is all about kind of endurance, vitality, strength. And it does, I do kind of get the sense of like Nine of Wands with this, if I'm being totally honest. It feels like some of you are feeling a little burnt out, or you're kind of pushing into burnout. The energy here is very much about dedication, though. And I feel like if you are working with your heart, you're about to achieve something very great. You're about to unlock something. And I'm hearing something that has taken generations. You are about to make some sort of desire come true. You are about to realize something. You're about to solve something that has affected people for a very long time, and I think it's more than just you. Maybe it is about your life. Maybe it's something that you've been struggling with all your life. Like you're about to have a major breakthrough, something that has been affecting you and your lineage even, or the people who have come before you. So what are the messages that we have for you, Virgo? And I noticed I'm actually shuffling the Animal Spirit deck. I didn't mean to pull from this deck, but I'm curious if there's one more card. The Hyena. So sometimes when this card comes up, it's like we use laughter to mask how we really feel, or to kind of downplay or dismiss ourselves, or maybe even other people. And oftentimes with the hyena, there is this sense of dissatisfaction. Maybe on the surface, your life looks okay. It looks like it could be pretty good. But with the hyena, there's often this, like, kind of forsaken, what's the word I'm thinking? Like when you let go of a dream. I cannot think of the word, but it feels like your heart is calling you to something more, and you've always known this, Virgo, but you're really feeling it now. And I feel like there's a momentum now. And so this actually does kind of feel like taking yourself more seriously. The horse is also about discipline as well. Taking your spiritual practice more seriously, or your philosophy more seriously. Very curious energy so far. I'm wondering what's coming through here. I want to use the tarot to kind of clarify this. I'm trusting that this is making sense for who this has found. You found this for a reason. And as I shuffle, I just want to thank all of you who support this channel with your likes, shares, comments, subscribes, and donations. Any and all of your support is deeply appreciated and helps me continue to put these messages here on YouTube. So thank you so much for that. I am actually running a sale on my website, so if you want to book any of my services before May 1st, you can get 15% off using the code Great Awakener. That's all one word. You should also be able to find it on the top of my website as well. So what are the messages that we have for Virgo? What are the messages? Very interesting combination with we have the Four of Wands and the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords did come in reverse, but these cards are almost complete opposite. Because the Three of Swords often indicates things like loss and grief and disappointment, maybe even a sense of betrayal. But the Four of Wands often indicates some kind of outward success or celebration, maybe even going to a new level, leveling up, whether that's a graduation, a new life stage. There's almost something ceremonious here. And maybe some of you are cutting ties with things from the past. You're finally moving forward. And I feel like this light is just a little bright. I want to adjust this here. So hopefully you see this better. But it feels like some of you have been going through a bit of a painful chapter or painful period, and you've recently had some kind of success or recognition, or that is something that is soon to follow. But it feels like you've gone through something, and I almost wanted to say you had to go through something to appreciate the other side of this. I feel like some of you had your heart broken, and you sublimated that into making a new life for yourself or into creating something new. And that might just be the advice, the guidance. I'm actually hearing prove them wrong. Some of you wanted to prove somebody wrong, someone who may have hurt you or let you down or betrayed you. I told you, I was picking up this Nine of Wands. We also have the Ten of Swords. What is going on with this energy, Virgo? This is past energy. I need one more card here. Okay, so this is kind of clarifying something. Ace of Wands as the clarification. I feel like some of you have wanted to give something up. You feel like you've been stuck in this cycle of just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, and maybe it almost feels like there's been this carrot on a stick that you've been going after for some time, and it hasn't worked, or it hasn't happened in the time that you thought. And the Ten of Swords often does indicate an ending, a betrayal. And maybe these are even separate energies, because I feel like there's something about persevering, like keep going, Virgo. I really feel quite strongly, especially with the Ace of Pentacles, you're about to have some kind of breakthrough or new opportunity, some stability, a new offer. But I feel like there's some heartache here. There's some really heavy emotions. I need to clarify, why is the Three of Swords and Ten of Swords here? Why is the Three of Swords and Ten of Swords here? Interesting. Seven of Cups. For some of you, your imagination has run a little wild. You haven't been able to tell the difference between fear and intuition or wishful thinking. I'm actually feeling like some of you have been disillusioned. You've been disillusioned. It's almost like you got what you wanted. Maybe that was a person. Maybe that was a job. And it almost broke you to get what you wanted, which is so interesting with the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Something wasn't quite what it appeared to be. And something is still in transition here with this Two of Pentacles. You're not at the end story here. The story's not over. What does this mean? Six of Cups. Why is the Six of Cups here? For some of you, this is about childhood and nostalgia. And I mean, there was that message at the very beginning, kind of connecting to old belief systems or going through old information. You might be noticing something that you missed. I'm also hearing lost in translation. That could be quite literal. It could also be like you and another party are not communicating or on the same page. Justice. I knew this card was going to come out. And when when I heard justice was coming, I heard the word karma. There is something spiritual that is being evened out right now. And I'm also feeling like there's a lot of purging and cleansing from the past. There is a journey that's been going on for many years, maybe 7 years, based off of the Uranus cycle. It feels like there was a reality to something. Something unwanted with the Four of Cups. Some of you want something new or different. But I actually feel like for a lot of you, there's something still worth sticking to, and you need to get back to the why. Because it's almost like, yes, you had the success, you had the calling, you had something that spoke to you, that lit you up, and it's almost like life or other people got in the way of that. And I think you're reconnecting to your purpose, to your why, to your heart chakra, that golden egg. It's like you're finding yourself again. Temperance. Yeah, you're finding this balance, this healing, justice. Virgo, there is something that you are bringing into balance. You've had to heal from something, and it's taken quite some time. But you did need that time. It's happened in divine timing, even if it didn't happen in the scale that you had wanted it to. Interesting. It's like you're finding your reason for living, for getting up in the morning. Maybe you've lost that. Maybe you feel like you've just been droning or a zombie. Yeah, you're looking forward to something again with the Two of Wands. Something is happening, Virgo, that's kind of renewing your faith, is what I'm feeling. I don't really get walking away. It's been hard, though. The path you've been on, the calling you've had, you've really gone through it. There was a lot that got you here. And very often, it is pain. It is our suffering. That is the thing that catalyzes us to explore, to introspect, to connect spiritually. Death. A change, a transformation is taking place. Why is death here? Interesting. Okay, yeah, this was at the bottom of the deck, this Five of Swords. Five of Swords, strength, and death. Some of you really did have to walk away from something, and I actually want to say someone, and it almost broke you. But actually it's the thing that made you, or is making you. What almost broke you is making you. And it feels like you're letting go of something, or maybe you have let go of something. And my God, did you learn about your strength, Virgo. I hope this isn't a literal message, but I almost get like some of you barely escaped with your life. Or you escaped only with your life. Like there was a real struggle here. And it's like you're finally putting that behind you. And you're finally able to let go and cut a cord. Something that's been holding you back. For some of you, this is just a belief. Actually, for most of you, this is a belief, whether it's tied to another person or not. Because when we do this cord cutting, when we have these sort of energetic attachments to people, it's not just about the person. It's always a representation of a pattern. And sometimes you can do a body scan. You can literally feel out where in your body this pattern or this cord is. You can do energy work there. But there is some major clearing that is happening. You're finding yourself in a very unexpected place. Or you're finding your answer in a very unexpected way with the Moon and the Page of Cups. Maybe this is something that's already happened, and it kind of goes back to that thing with the microphone at the very beginning. I wouldn't have just made that discovery had I not been tuning in and asking myself these questions. It's like you're finally discovering a key to the past or from the past. Like something's finally clicking, Virgo. This is such a weird reading. I really hope this is making sense to those of you this is meant for. Eight of Wands. Breakthrough, epiphany, new message. It's almost like something that you had walked away from, something that you've let go has finally come back to you. And it's kind of like the boomerang. You threw it, you might have missed, but it's coming back to you. It's returning to you. And it's almost like, why now? For some of you, this is about letting go of the thing that comes back. For others of you, it's like it comes back. You get what you want when you let it go. Because you've understood things differently. You weren't ready to receive the blessing before. You weren't ready to receive the blessing before. You have been trained this whole time. You haven't wasted your time. You've had to learn some things. You've had to heal on a very deep level. And it might feel like your life has kind of been stuck, paused. But now something is ready. I knew this. I was literally going to say, where's the Two of Swords? Where is this pause? Where is this stuck energy? And, a lot of people read the Two of Swords, honestly, almost in kind of a negative context. And I actually have quite a neutral feeling towards the Two of Swords, maybe even positive. It's almost like the Hanged Man, or at least some interpretations of it, where we see the Two of Swords, and traditionally this is a person who's wearing a blindfold, has two swords crossed over their heart, and there's kind of this water in the background. And what I really feel this is about is, it's almost like no longer listening to other people's words or voices. It's kind of like being very open. And getting back in touch with listening to yourself, listening to that inner truth. And when you're really in this deep receptivity, Virgo, you finally hear the answer. You receive the answer. You get the thing. Something happens. Something changes. Something finally manifests. It has taken a long time. And here's the Ace of Swords after that Two of Swords. Finally, the answer after all of this time. Maybe this is even about closure. Some of you are getting closure. But regardless, you are moving forward. And I feel like you've had the answer all along is kind of the frustrating thing. But you wouldn't have understood what the answer is without having lived through the trial. Oh my God. What is the quote? I have to actually look this up. It's a T.S. Eliot quote. We shall not cease from exploration, and at the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time, through the unknown, remembered gate, when the last of earth left to discover is that which was the beginning. And there's actually more, but it just stopped there. So I'm going to trust that that was the message you needed to hear. There is something coming full circle, Virgo. This feels very deep. This feels like a very deep reading. What is going on here? What is this? I want to pull an oracle card. New moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. So there is something really, really spiritual happening for you, Virgo. The new moon in Pisces is arguably like the most intuitive, the most spiritual, the most transcendent. There is also a message maybe about soulmates, soul connections here. But I really think it's important that you get back in touch with your spiritual practice. And like, you know that you need to do this. For those who know, you know. Or for those who need to know, you already know. Here we go. Disseminating moon, time to breathe out. Don't hold your breath anymore. This is part of the letting go. You don't have to hold on. You don't have to force things. And we have the new moon. A new start is coming. So 2 new moons here. There is a new beginning. What is this about? Wow, the world. Your whole life is changing, Virgo. And it's like you have one breakthrough, one answer, and it seems to change everything. This one thing changes everything. And it feels like it affects your relationships. It affects career. It affects your purpose. It affects your finances. And again, it's been something that you've been working very hard towards, or it's been a work in progress. 7 years with the 7 of Pentacles. That's literally a way to read this in terms of timing. Something might have been taking 7 years. You might be seeing 7s a lot. You're coming full circle, beginning and endings with the world. Anyways, Virgo, that was quite a wild ride. I'm so grateful if you stayed until the end here. Give us a little horse emoji. Let us know. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. You might as well if this was helpful. And you can find all of my links again in the description of this video. I'd be so curious to hear how this was landing for you, because this felt like a very deep kind of spiritual reading, and it feels like it's meant to strike you on kind of a deeper level. So I'm very curious. Kind of feels like I've been left in the dark with some of this, if I'm being honest, but sometimes that's the role I play. Anyways, Virgo, those are all the messages. I'm sending lots of love and blessings your way. You're more than welcome to check out the other videos on my channel, maybe for your sun, moon, or rising sign, and I will see you next time. Take care.